Welcome back to Compelled Cooperation, playing Chex Quest, and we are in the Villa Chex here. Taking names. Zorching Phlegm. You know how it is. These Zorch designs were a very interesting idea. Originally, they were going to be more like classic ray guns, but Ralston Foods, which was the company that owned the Chex brand before General Mills did, although I think they actually were bought out, or they sold the Chex brand in '96, so this may have been officially distributed under the General Mills banner, even though Ralston had started things rolling with the promotion. They didn't want it to be too violent, so they didn't want you to actually be using ray guns. But initially, the idea was that you were going to be using food to fight these guys. Obviously, I'm using a spoon right now. But they were concerned that kids would want to be doing food fights too much after that, and it wouldn't be encouraging them in the proper direction. So that's why they went with the idea of zorching the guys back to their own dimension, because that's kind of benign, and you won't have kids throwing around food in the cafeteria and stuff like that. But in an effort to make them look less like ray guns, they suggested they make them look more like remote controls or Star Trek tricorders, which is why they all pretty much have a... This one, and this one in particular really look like remote controls or other little handheld devices and not like guns. And why, with the exception of these ones that shoot out projectiles, a lot of the early ones you get don't even have projectiles that they fire. Oh, there's a guy. Can he fit in here? Or is he too fat? Apparently he can't even shoot in here because he's worthless. And I can't hit him because I'm worthless. I have a sinking feeling if I try to shoot from here, I'm just gonna hurt myself. Ow. Oh, apparently that didn't hurt me. That may have been gotten rid of in this version. Interesting, that relocks. I'll have to go run quickly. I want to take care of this guy first, though. Okay. Gotta go fast. Hey guys. Don't mind, I'm just sending you home. Now, one thing I always wondered was if we're sending them back to their own dimension, what's to prevent them from just, like, coming back again? I don't recall exactly how they spread. I think the opening cinematic in the first game detailed that a little bit, but it's been a very long time since I saw that, since this distribution of it doesn't actually include the cinematics for whatever reason, possibly licensing reasons. I have the blue key now, so I can go back here. I'm going to attempt to use the different kinds of ammo, so I'm not wasting any pickups that I run across, but at the same time, I don't like these guys, they weird me out. All like weird, long, like gangly legs. There we go. Now I'm just gonna go all Tyson. I've yet to find the boot spork, which would be useful in situations like this. And what's around the corner? Oh, it's another annoying guy. You know what? That was surprisingly effective, and I bet he has a friend. And of course I missed. Okay. Now that's taken care of. How close am I to escaping the Villa Chex? Ah. We've got another labyrinthine situation here. As I mentioned in a previous episode, you'd need to be careful when up at the edge of all of these plants, since all of the walls appear to be zero width, pretty much. Which means if you are up against each other when the game is calculating damage, since you're physically in contact with them, even though, according to the geometry, there's a wall in between you, when it's doing the distance check for damage, you are touching. And because of that... Oh, I can shoot through it just fine. Because of the fact that you're touching when it's doing the damage check, you can be damaged because, as far as it's concerned, you're physically up against an enemy, even though that's not actually the case in terms of the actual level if you're looking at it as a human being. But computers are not human beings. Ah, not close. There we go. Now I have the yellow key. And I have to desperately try to find my way out of here. I don't know, to me it just seems like a cheap and easy way to add more time onto a level, making a silly maze. Because any good speedrunner will have memorized the layout and it won't be an issue for them. And by any good speedrunner, I mean someone that isn't me. Because I don't even consider myself to be a bad speedrunner. I don't consider myself to at all be a speedrunner. And I opened up a thing that I haven't used yet. Well, there are a couple of doors up there, which means I will probably end up going through something sewage related. There's the Mona Lisa in Chex. And there's Da Vinci's... I forget what that's called. Hey, Laz device. Excellent. And that's either a painting I don't recognize or it's a Chex original. No, I do not want to use the Laz device. I didn't really want to use this either, but I kind of got myself trapped into a corner. Oh, I didn't hurt myself too bad. I should probably be using the number keys instead of the scroll wheel. That would be the smart thing to do. I was playing games like... Or when I was getting used to playing games like Counter-Strike, I actually disabled the scroll wheel changing weapons just because it adds an additional layer of confusion because you're cycling through instead of picking exact weapons, which can cause differing results depending on which weapon is out. And takes up a lot more time and isn't the best practice. Here's another fast thing. I'm pretty sure that's one of the things that's taking advantage of the Z-Doom engine. Because if I didn't do fast running, I might not actually be able to make it. No. So it's virtually impossible for me to actually make that without doing the fast run. But I'm pretty sure it was not a thing in the original Although it may have been. It's just that many years since I've played it, because remember, I played it in probably 96 or 97. And as of the time of this recording, it's 2016. Although it has been probably a month or two since I last played Chex Quest 3, because I played it through the one time when I found out that Chex Quest 3 existed. As I've probably said numerous times. Oh, there we go. That was why. Oh dear, what on earth is that? I'm gonna use the LAS device for this one. That is horrific. This is like a bullet hell game. Trying to get close. Because the way the BFG 9000 and the LAS device, which is the BFG 9000, work, is you have to be close because it does damage based on rays that it points out from the point of origin. And the more of those rays that intersect, the more the enemy actually gets damaged. So you could damage them from far away, but it's in your best interest to damage them from up close, because that'll make it do a obscene amount of damage, which is how you see people killing bosses in some of the Doom games in one shot or two shots. In this case, I did this guy in 2 shots, although I could have probably done it in 1 shot had I had the Chex to do it from up close, but I did not. Tune into the next episode to see how I managed to survive the even slimier and flummier levels.